I'm with Justin, VK7TW. Now, tonight, I got asked the question by another ham in our club, and they specifically called out not only myself, but you as well. The question was, how do you continue to do everything that you do in amateur radio? How do you keep that drive? Like, what actually continues to do it year on year on year? Because he said that he goes through sort of peaks and troughs. He gets really interested in something and then starts to drift off and then might revisit the hobby maybe in a couple of years' time or something like that. But it just seems like, I know for you personally and for me, it just seems to be every year on year, we find something to do or something to get excited about. So for you, I wanted to ask you, what makes you keep on doing that? Why do you keep coming back to doing stuff in amateur radio?
Well,
what is it?
I think it's the breadth of the hobby. You do move on to things. You wax and wane, and I agree with Ben there.
Because we've all got different interests.
I know, well and truly.
Outside of the hobby, right? It takes up our time, yeah.
But I think, I'm on magnetic loop antennas at the moment, which are floating my boat. I really get a buzz out of training people and assessing people and getting people into the hobby.
Getting people licensed.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so...
What is it about that? Is it actually seeing them learn and progress, or is it just seeing them succeed?
I think it's both.
Or both?
No, I think it's both.
Okay.
It's learning something new and then getting them actually on air, and I really get a buzz out of seeing their first contact.
Oh, yeah?
That's what really floats my boat.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that keeps you coming back year on year on year. And
well and truly.
Keep doing it.
And like it's mag loop antennas now, it'll be, I don't know, digital modes next year, and it'll be EME the next year, and whatever.
How do you find the time? Everyone asks me that question. How do you find the time?
If you're interested, you find time.
You do find time, don't you?
Yeah. Well and truly.
I also, and I've talked about this a little bit too, there's also a bit of a mental health aspect too. Yeah. So for me, it's like, I don't know, for people that are watching, it's probably the same. It's like, if you ever felt like you're not really wanting to do anything or to talk to anyone, we're in the wrong hobby. But if you can go into your Radio Shack and you can work on the project that you left 6 months ago, and and then you finish it. And
go on a field day.
Go on a field day.
Field day.
We just had a field day
Correct.
the other day, and
correct.
Yeah.
And I went down to a beach and operated and had a great time operating, and then went for a walk on the beach.
Yeah. So. And field day is a lot more fun when you've got extra people with you as well.
Well and truly.
And you learn a lot more skills. You learn emergency preparedness skills, setting up, getting everything running. So, it was an interesting question when it was asked. And those that are watching, let me know in the comments what actually keeps you interested in amateur radio year on year, because there's people all over the place that they put an awful lot of time and effort into what they do. And we appreciate them in the hobby, that's for sure.
Definitely.
When we need more people like that. Because for people, I don't want to toot our own horn, but for people like us, sometimes it's like, again. But then the benefits outweigh the negatives.
No, correct.
So, what's your favourite part of the hobby? You've already sort of touched on education, and is it experimentation?
It's experimentation. And home brewing. Well and truly.
Yeah, and that'll keep you coming back year on year for amateur radio. All right. Thank you, Justin.
Cheers.